This was found out recently by Audrey, who's done translated some information from recent interviews with Nomura and Katase, a few other people from dev team on FF7 Rebirth as well as Reunion. And joining me today is my friends Brent and Alex. Want to get their perspectives as well after we go over this. We go over all the questions and whatnot. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be exciting, and I hope that they are doing what we pretty much all three of us want them to do. I think because I think we all can agree, like, we don't want them to change anything about Crisis Core FF7. Keep it the same because it would make sense, right? Because like we've all played FF7 Remake. We know that the timeline doesn't get the timeline. Oh, or sorry, go ahead.
I'll say, well, not everyone has played it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. So.
Well, do you understand about the timeline kind of being fucked up?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
dude, I haven't even touched it.
essentially, in F7 Remake, stuff happens. I'm not gonna say what exactly since Alex hasn't played it yet fully or at all. And essentially, it messed up the timeline, and you know, you got Zack in there thrown in the mix, you know, and something's going on with him where he doesn't have what happened to him originally happened to him, you know, and it makes sense that nothing changes in Crisis Core FF7 Reunion that they're calling it now, at least the remastered version of it, because that all happened before the events of the original game, because Crisis Core is a prequel, so they shouldn't change nothing about it. I just want them, personally, I want them to upgrade not only the visuals and presentation, but a little bit of the gameplay, because I've heard bad things about the gameplay system, so I'm hoping it's a little bit better. But let me go into this first one here. Saito, which I guess is another producer on this project, says, for those who play Crisis Core on PSP and would like to relive the story, and for those who have never played it before, we have made a lot of improvements so that everyone can enjoy Crisis Core 7 Reunion. Our team is doing our best to deliver this game, so please wait until the game can be released. If you can play the game till the end, it will add to your enjoyment of not only the original FF7, but also 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth as well. Please look forward to it. And then Katase adds, I'd like everyone to play Crisis Core 7 Reunion, which it has Zack's entire story. In order to fully understand who exactly is the character Zack who appears in 7 Remake within Crisis Core 7 Reunion story, you will get a better understanding of how exactly it will be connected to 7 Rebirth. Please check it out. And the more adds, there are many who have not played 7 Remake or played Crisis Core event in FF7, the first soldier, and wondered who exactly is Zack. By playing Crisis Core 7 Reunion, players will understand why exactly those who do know him are so fond of him and why he is special to the story. Zack will also be in FF7 Ever Crisis. When you hear the word FF7, you probably think of either Cloud or Sephiroth, but Zack is equally as important, and I hope that many people will come to realize that as well. And I cannot agree with him more.
Thank you. God damn. I agree with that so
I'll be
much.
right back.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. He is equally as important because, like you said earlier, Cloud took over Zack's role, his identity in a sense, whatnot. Like, he essentially continued on Zack's legacy in a sense and whatnot, and who he is. And without Zack, there'd be no Cloud, technically.
Thank you. Like, everybody just like, oh yeah, Cloud. Like, even my best friend, that man, like, he's a Cloud fanatic, swear. But I'm just like, bro, if it went for Zack and everything, you wouldn't have Cloud and all that. I'm just like, you should be thinking Zack, and Zack went through so much hell.
Yeah.
And let's say, you know, like, all right, cool, y'all got your Cloud, y'all got Cloud, but how did y'all get y'all Cloud though? Y'all got Cloud because of Zack. And I'm just like, man, y'all need to be thanking my boy. My boy did all this.
And this is why I'm hoping, and this is probably a long shot if they do it. I would love it if they have that moment in like part 3, maybe not necessarily part 2, maybe like tease it in part 2, but actually let us play as Zack in part 3. Let us have Zack and Cloud take on Sephiroth in like a final showdown or something like that, or something. You know, I think that at least let make Zack playable, you know, in some type of way, to show that he's equally as important in the game, not just through cutscenes and stuff like that. And him being more involved.
Y'all gonna piss me off.
So continue on. Nomura has an interview about Crisis Core 7 Reunion and mentions that the event's story will not change. Also, the Buster Sword design was changed to 7 Remake for consistency, which makes sense, honestly, because like you want things to kind of line up. So I don't think that was really a big issue. I don't know if anybody like on. I haven't really read anything or heard anything on the internet about people complaining about like, oh, it's all different, or it looks same, or where. Oh no, I don't know. People probably say whatever, but
I look at it this way: so long as the Buster Sword has the general look of what it should have,
yeah,
I'm fine.
yeah. And then see. However, the game's title Reunion is indeed an indicator that is connected to with FF7 Remake. And then when we look at the translation here. Will Crisis Core F7 Reunion have a different ending? Nomura says there will be no changes. Yep. Because original is consistent with both F7 and Remake, which makes sense because we talked about earlier, like the whole timeline getting messed up happened in Remake. It doesn't happen in Crisis Core. Crisis Core takes place 7 years before the events of the original game, so it makes no sense to change anything with the events.
It's stupid if they change anything.
My thing is, I think they're gonna add, because even Maximilian Dude said this, and I thought about this same thing too, is that they're probably gonna add some type of cutscene at the end when you beat it that's gonna connect to either Rebirth or something like that. I feel like.
I believe so. It's gonna be like an after credit thing, like you know. So it's gonna be like it goes back what I was talking about when Sane actually get there, and probably say something to Zack and everything. You know, pick him up, put him on the helicopter and go back to Midgar.
Yeah, so maybe that could happen.
Because if you think about it, the Turks actually have something major going on in there. They supposed to be working with you know, Shinra, sort of, but they doing their own little thing. So I do believe Zack is gonna be back. I hope that Zack is going to be back. If not,
well, the thing is, Zack, well, as we already know with the Rebirth, especially with how they showed it off, Zack will be back.
Yeah. Oh.
It's in the standpoint of how is he going to come back?
You just made me think of something that I did not think of before. What if Rebirth is what if Rebirth is not pertaining to Sephiroth? Like I know Maximilian Dude said, and a few people said this. And I was thinking like it too. Maybe remaking Rebirth, you know, like relating to Sephiroth. What if Rebirth is for Zack? And what if that pertains to Zack in part 2? Because especially with how Nomura and Katase are like so like on it and like just want to have everybody play Crisis Core before Rebirth, so you know Zack's story and how Zack's gonna be equally as important. Oh my God, what if something happens where maybe the timelines merge or he just goes over the clouds or whatever and he is alive? Like it's the rebirth of Zack and not the rebirth of Sephiroth in some way. Oh my God, dude.
Think about it like this. Okay. if you want to go about the last thing, like the last title, like Remake. Yeah. Remake is pretty much like, hey, we're remaking everything that's going on. Like, stuff is not gonna go the exact same way.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, I have something worse for you guys.
Okay.
For Rebirth, think about how the story went through for Crisis Core. Who were you chasing down the entire time in Crisis Core?
Oh God.
Genesis. Genesis, yeah.
Oh, it could be related to Genesis Rebirth. Oh my God, that's another good idea.
Integrate has something to do with that as well.
You got a point.
What if there's a chance it deals with Genesis as well? Not only is Zack getting a rebirth, like he's getting a second chance.
Yes.
What if Genesis is also getting that?
Or what if it's all three?
Of Crisis Core, we don't find anything about Genesis.
Right. Right, you're right. And like Rebirth could be referring to Sephiroth, Zack, and Genesis, possibly.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
And their ninjas towards us now to take us out.
Yeah.
You're welcome to fuck your minds up.
Dude, no, I'm glad you brought that up though, because you made me think of something I didn't really think about before. Like, holy shit. Like, what if they pull that off?
The only other time you see or hear anything about Genesis is the end of Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is it. And it's only a short live action cutscene
Yeah.
showing him off. That is it. After that, you hear nothing and see nothing of Genesis.
Right. Oh man, this is getting me more and more excited.
Square Enix and the ninjas to take us out because we know too much.
And then, and then it says here you added the word reunion to Crisis Core title. That word itself is an important key word within FF7. It seems like a word that would be the next part of the remake trilogy after F7 Rebirth, right? But what were your intentions of using the word for Crisis Core instead? Nomura responds, there are a few different reasons as to why we chose that word. At first, we were stuck on whether we should simply call it a remaster. But in the end, we decided on that word to align with the remake trilogy. With the words remake and rebirth, the word reunion means reuniting, seeing each other again, and instead of meaning like a being reborn, we thought that something along the lines of growing up and coming back would fit the title. Chronologically, the story is a prequel to FF7, but I also made sure that it will reunite and also connect with 7 Remake. Oh my god.
In the fucking head, I swear to God.
Oh my god.
They're gonna add something to. It's gonna be subtle, most likely. It
Yeah.
could be like an end credits thing. It
That's
could
what
be
we were just talking about
anything.
earlier.
Yeah,
Like
I
they're probably
know.
gonna add an end credit thing to it.
They could add anything to the Crisis Core reunion just to make sure that it lines up
Yeah.
with
Oh my god.
They're gonna
the
fuck us.
remake,
I
with
know they're
Rebirth.
gonna-
Because in a sense, you could get the typical ending
Mhm.
where, you know, Zack passes everything off to Cloud.
Yeah.
However, as some things happen in some video games, you could get, in a sense, like the screen glitches out and it changes. And it shows the rebirth side, an alternate timeline as to what could have happened. With Zack
Okay.
living and walking off with Cloud to Midgard.
That definitely sounds like an end credit thing because they already confirmed they're not going to change the story in the core game. So I feel like that'll be an after credit thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like after credits, the credits glitch out,
Yeah.
and like in a sense, it like rewinds type thing, goes back to like the entire shit that happens, and then just plays off that cutscene.
Yeah.
It plays off to like the final fight where Zack actually beats everyone. It's just like, how the fuck did I just win? I should have died.
Yeah.
And
Like the
walked
yeah.
off
last
with
3
Cloud.
people just like, bro, the fuck?
Right. Right. Oh my god. This is damn. And like with these titles, you know, remake, rebirth, reunion, and how reunion is going to connect to remake and rebirth, and now they want to just do reunion with Crisis Core. Is this reunion of these characters? Cloud, Zack, Sephiroth, and then you know.
I mean, that makes sense because the characters technically they don't have a reunion, but
Mhm.
the players themselves have that reunion
Right.
with
Right.
these characters meeting.
Right. So that makes sense. I don't know, man. Either the part 3 sound like it could either be return or revival, is what I'm speculating. I know Brent said, did you say revengeance?
Yeah, it's gonna be revenge.
You think it's revengeance? I think it's either gonna be probably return or revival. I know Maximilian Dude said he thinks it's gonna be Requiem, but Requiem means Mass of the Dead or something to do with like dead or dead souls. So I don't know. That might be true.
Requiem makes sense
Why? Why do you think Requiem makes sense?
because of how 7 ends with Sephiroth's death.
Okay.
With Requiem being a thing, this could be, in a sense, you know, the third Sephiroth, the one Sephiroth that knows how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
With that coming to light, there's a Requiem that happens to where that Sephiroth actually perishes and kind of unfucks the timeline.
I got a feeling,
So the souls that should be dead return
Come
back to
back.
the dead.
That is a very good fucking point. Wow. Once again, Alex coming through.
Look, this is why this is why you don't bring me in on these things.
No, this is why I do
break
bring you in
holes.
because because I feel like you're good for this because like you'll kind of go the extra mile to kind of think outside the box a little bit and then point out stuff that maybe me or Brent wouldn't think about. And I like that.
I point shit out all the time.
That's fantastic. All right, and this is just confirming again. Morris has a very intriguing answer of why they're leaving Crisis Core 7 reunion story and change. Says playing F7, let's see, remake project will allow mystery to unravel. They are not changing Crisis Core's ending because history has not been changed, which we already verified. Yep. Let's see. This is more confirmation. Story's not changing. Audrey's talking about how story's not changing because history's not changed. Okay, but then Zack is still alive in F7 Rebirth. All right, but Crisis Core 7 reunion connects to F7 remake, and she's like, "Am I the only one who's even more confused now?" I can see why she's confused.
It is very confusing with how it goes through.
Yeah.
If you're not changing anything in Crisis Core,
Yeah.
history-wise, it does get a bit confusing. It's like he's dead, but he's alive. But he's
Yeah.
dead, but he's alive. But he's dead, but he's alive.
But that's what it's like. It's a different timeline, though. That's why he's alive. It's a different
Like
timeline.
Like how you said, like Jackson, like how he's dead, he'll get back up. He's alive. Lay back down.
Yeah, basically,
Back up. He's alive.
it's basically one of those things.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. F7 remake. Zack makes much more appearances than original game. Because of that, we want people who played F7 remake to have a deep dive into who exactly Zack is. We decided to do an HD remaster of Crisis Core, where Zack is protagonist. Fans play as him to see a story. Very glad that many fans were happy to hear. We are working on HD remaster. See, a story will be. This is Katase saying this. The story will be faithfully reproduced. Okay. It's more confirmation of the same stuff. Let's see. The parts that would be similar to F7 remake are related to assets and battle elements. Wait, what?
Yeah, they were doing some of the battle
Okay,
stuff.
so that confirms they are going to update the battle system. Good.
It
Are
was,
they gonna leave that fucking roulette system in? Cause that was a bitch.
yeah,
It looks like from
it's still-
from the trailer, yeah, it looks like they're still leaving a DMV in there, but it looks like they're gonna, I guess, adjust it in some way. Maybe they're gonna streamline it a little bit better. I don't know.
Dude, that roulette system is a bitch.
Nomura says we made some adjustments visually to fit with F7 remake, such as bust sword and some of the designs. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, regarding why we leave it unchanged. So if we are to change it, then the difference we have shown with the F7 remake project compared to the original will be for naught. For the F7 remake project, if you are to play it through to the end, you will see a mystery unravel before you. We do not plan to change the past. And on that same note, we do not want to modify or add anything to Crisis Core 7 Reunion. This issue's not changed. Yep. Let's see. So what you are saying is that even though F7 remake project is portrayed differently than the original, what happens up until that point remains the same. Yeah, exactly. Because this plot ghost. Duh.
Plot ghost.
Because essentially, what you guys will see will happen in remake is there's these. I mean, there's called plot ghosts. You essentially kill them, and it gives off the influence. You essentially kill them because they're trying to keep the original story on track, and you'll see that in different ways.
Yeah.
You essentially kill them, and it leaves you to believe in the way they end 7 remake base game without playing the Yuffie DLC. They make you believe that okay, shit just hit the fan. Everything's out on the table now. Like almost anything can probably happen now, going forward. They give you that impression and idea like, oh my god, what could change? They give you hope or false hope for certain things. I think.